Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into another edition of That's What I Think with Brandon Swanson. I am your fearless host, Brandon Swanson, and this week we're talking some sports. We are talking some MLB playoffs, and for a lot of people out there, they're going, oh, the best type of baseball, playoff baseball, and they may not be wrong, even though I'm a huge baseball fan throughout the year, not just the playoffs. But we have some really good playoff baseball, and we've already seen a lot of it. So I just kind of want to go through, talk about it, give my thoughts on what has already happened and what I think is going to happen going forward. So we go back. It was all the way to the wild card game on the AL side. It was Minnesota and the Yankees. Yankees took that one 8-4. And then also on the NL side, we had a really, really good game with the Colorado Rockies and the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the Diamondbacks took that one 11-8. So we will then dive in to the ALDS. This was one that I did not expect was going to go the way that it did. I was really full force. Boston's going to get it. This pitching they had, Chris Sale, all this. They've got good offense, everything. And boy, was I wrong. So game one, Chris Sale's going against Justin Verlander. And I thought Chris Sale, he has just been a strikeout king. Well, didn't quite happen, as Chris Sale struggled mightily. The Astros won 8-2, and Sale gave up 6 runs. Yes, Chris Sale in his first, get this, Chris Sale's first postseason appearance. His postseason debut, because before that he'd been with the other Sox, who didn't win, who didn't really usually make it to the playoffs. Chris Sale struggled. It was bad. It was Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve back-to-back to start things off. And really from there, it was awesome sauce for the Houston Astros. Justin Verlander, what a great pickup. Everyone will go back and look at the Justin Verlander pickup that the Houston Astros got late in the season. How crucial that could be for this postseason run, it remains to be seen, because the Astros are still on their way as they're heading to the ALCS, and that's a big thing for the Houston Astros. Game 2, 8-2. Drew Pomeranz, who had such a good season with the Red Sox, again, struggled mightily. 2 home runs, and he could only go 2 innings. The pitching really let Boston down in this one. The hitting also let him down, but the pitching really was not what we had seen from Boston throughout the season. Game 3, 10-3. Red Sox, they finally showed up, and Rafael Devers, he showed how good he's going to be for many years to come. But still, the Astros jumped on top early in that one, and the Red Sox were able to have a really big 6-run 7th, I believe it was. Late in the game, they had a big 6-run inning. But again, the Astros, they came out early, they came out firing, and that's why the Houston Astros ended up winning this series, because they came out early, they came out often, their pitching was good. Dallas Keuchel was really good in game 2. If you have Verlander and you have Keuchel, just those 2 guys, and you can win both of those starts with this offense, which is completely healthy, that's going to be something that will be very dangerous going forward. And then, of course, in Game 4, a very good Game 4, 5-4 final score. It was a good one. The Astros battled harder, they had a better offense, and their pitching was phenomenal. Astros get the W overall in the ALDS, and they're headed to the ALCS. Very exciting for the Houston Astros, and whoever's going up against them, whether it's the Yankees, whether it's going to be the Cleveland Indians, watch out. And now we'll roll right over to the other part of the ALDS. We got the Yankees and the Indians, and this one is not decided yet. That is actually going to be decided later tonight. The Yankees and the Indians, Game 5. It's going to be a good one. Game 1, we'll go back to Game 1 and kind of set the stage. Game 1, 4-0 Tribe. Trevor Bauer. Wow. He could be your ace. The fact that Corey Kluber is a guy most people would think would start in front of him, most people probably saw how Bauer pitched in Game 1 and went, no, we'll take him. We'll take him. He did an absolutely great job. And Sonny Gray on the other side for the Yankees. Sonny Gray, for me, has not turned out to be the guy that the Yankees paid plenty for. In terms of what they gave up, Sonny Gray hasn't been that guy. He hasn't been that lockdown go-to starter that is going to just lock down other teams' offenses. Sonny Gray has not been that. But the Yankees will still have plenty of time to be able to deal with Sonny Gray because it wasn't just a rental. Game two, wild game two. Ended up being 9-8. Yankees lose. Indians win it in 13. And who was pitching in this game? But none other than Corey Kluber. Gave up 6 runs, looked terrible. So people are probably going, yeah, we'll stick with Bauer being our number one. But another thing too, the Yankees bullpen, one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. Chad Green coming into it was 5-0 in the regular season, ERA under 2, reliever. That's what I'm talking about. Chad Green, the reliever for the New York Yankees, comes in and just not good. Not good at all. Gives up 3 runs, had nothing going for him. And that is where the floodgates just opened up for the Cleveland Indians. And what a great job by Cleveland. They're a team, after winning 22 games in the regular season, this is a team, they don't quit. They see adversity and they laugh at it and they just keep going. That's what's been so fun with the Cleveland Indians. But then game 3, the Yankees bounce back, elimination game. And the Yankees bounce back. They win it 1-0. Masahiro Tanaka with what a great start he had. What a great start he had. An up and down season for him, I think, at multiple points of the year. But he comes out and he showed everybody in New York, that's why I'm here. This is what I do. And then a great job with the bullpen and Aroldis Chapman. They went out and got him for a reason. I believe it was a 5-out save. He did a great job. Left a couple of men on base to end the game. They closed it out. Yankees still alive. And then last night, actually 2 nights ago, the Yankees with a nice 7-3 win. Luis Severino, gosh, he's a good one. He's a good young kid. And he dazzled. Did a great job. And the Yankees bullpen, yet again, how big is that trade? Getting David Robertson and Tommy Kahnle from the Chicago White Sox. Huge trade. So many of these deals, these deadline deals, sometimes you don't see them because those teams don't go to the postseason. You're seeing these teams go to the postseason just with the New York Yankees and then with the Houston Astros, who I talked about just a little bit ago. Justin Verlander for them and now Kahnle Robertson for the Yankees. Huge offseason moves. Really, really paying off for these teams. So now tied 2-2. We've got the final game, Game 5 tonight. Game 5 tonight. Someone's going home a winner, and someone's just going home. It's going to be CC Sabathia, and he's going against Corey Kluber. This is going to be a great game. It's a great pitching matchup, but this is what I would predict for it. We're looking at a 1 to 2 run game. 1 to 2 runs could win this game. And because of that, my thinking on that one comes down to the bullpen. I think the Yankees have the better bullpen. I think the Yankees end up knocking off the Indians. So many great things happening for the Indians this year. They're back to the postseason. Can they get their Cubs in the postseason? People are saying maybe Cubs, Indians again. That'd be terrible. I would not like to see that at all. And that's why I think the New York Yankees will go and take on the Houston Astros in the ALCS. And now let's take a look at the National League side, which has been just as exciting as the American League. And we'll start with the Chicago Cubs and the Washington Nationals. These are two great teams, and still with the Cubs in there, so much buzz, especially here in Chicago. It has been very exciting for fans of the Cubs, and they have really, really enjoyed it. The Cubs have actually played very, very well too. I don't say actually like, oh, I'm surprised, but they have just played so well. This team that was very kind of up and down in the middle of the season got things figured out. And now they're here playing some really good baseball. So let's go to game 1. 3-0 Cubs with the win. And who was their game 1 starter but Kyle Hendricks? Not Arrieta, not Lester, Kyle Hendricks. And how did he do? Damn well. He did very well for the Chicago Cubs. When you're able to hold down a lineup like the Washington Nationals, you've got to be pretty impressed with yourself. And again, the Chicago Cubs just continue to do things well and get things done. And only gave up two hits to the Washington Nationals. Again, when you're able to hold down that type of lineup, very impressive. Then you go to game 2. Washington takes that one 6-3. 6-3. And it was one of those. The Cubs had the lead. And Carl Edwards Jr., all he needed to do was get out, Bryce Harper. And instead, he put one on a silver platter, and Harper said, "Give me some more." He banged that one out, way out. And then you say, okay, we're done. Mike Montgomery, you come in now. Because you're going to be able to get Zimmerman out and everyone else, right? Well, he didn't. 3-run homer there, and the Cubs lost that one 6-3, and we saw how good that Washington Nationals lineup can be. And they are good. Game 3, Cubs win that one 2-1 on Monday night. That one was one the Cubs were awful. Let's be honest, they should have lost. 4 errors. When you commit 4 errors in a game and you're able to win, man, don't want to see what the other team was doing. The Cubs do. They commit 4 errors. They get 2 runs. A very, very, very big run coming off of a bloop, fly ball into center field that not any fielder in the outfield was able to get. They all just kind of, there's the ball. They did one of those. So it wasn't very good for the Washington Nationals, but another pretty well-pitched game, not a lot of offense. And now going into this next game where it's Cubs 2, Nats 1, Cubs have a chance to take it. I think that it's really, really, really interesting here. So we've got Tanner Roark and we've got Jake Arrieta. So if the Nats come out with the hot bats that they have had throughout the entire regular season, and the hot bats that they had the other night when they won 6-3 and they were able to finally get things going, they win. In my opinion, that's what happens. That's what happens. They will get the win and they will live on to see another day. But if the Cubs are able to keep it a close game and it's a pitching duel, I give it to the Cubs. It's going to be a good one. Let's just say that. It's going to be a good one, and Chicago fans are praying that the Cubbies can go back to the ALCS so they can all start saying, World Series, which would be disgusting. I don't want to see that. Now, the final NLDS group, we got the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, and here's what I have to say about this one. I know I kind of went through with everybody else, but here's what I have to say about this one. And I kind of wrote it down right here. Truly, no disrespect to the Diamondbacks, but it's all Dodgers. It's been all Dodgers. From game 1, the tone in game 1, that's how it started, all Dodgers. They've whooped ass. The Diamondbacks played Los Angeles well during the regular season. I remember seeing some of the games in the desert. The Dodgers couldn't keep up with them. But right now, it was completely flipped. The Diamondbacks couldn't keep up with the Dodgers. The Dodgers are my favorite in the National League. I think the Dodgers will beat whoever it is, Cubs or Nationals. Does not matter. They were the hottest team in baseball throughout the regular season. They were better than a video game. It's hard to be better than a video game on Rookie. And they're really hot now. So watch out, because the Los Angeles Dodgers are very much alive, and they're gunning for the Cubs or the Nationals. And that's what I think this week on That's What I Think with Brandon Swanson. And I will tell you, I said the Dodgers, my favorite in the National League, the Astros, my favorite in the American League. The two teams that really got a lot, outside the Indians, who went on that 22-game streak, the two teams that got the most press on both sides, the Dodgers in the National League, the Astros, the American League. If those two met, That would be very exciting, very fun, and I think it would make for a great World Series. But we still have games to go. Make sure you're watching this afternoon. Make sure you're watching tonight. We've got great baseball, and it is that time, like I said, the best time to be watching baseball. It's playoff baseball, baby. Go and watch it.